Hey guys, welcome to the WildWestGamer. With me, the WildWestGamer, sat here relaxing. Pretty late at night. I just couldn't sleep, and I was thinking, might as well do a video. Might as well put my energies towards something useful. And yeah, I was gonna do sort of my basically an impressions video of a demo which to be fair, did not think I was going to enjoy. I thought it was going to be something I was going to be really bored with, but I actually really quite liked and enjoyed. And it was Call of Juarez Gunslinger, the most recent installment of the Call of Juarez series. I believe I'm saying that right. Juarez, however it's said. Ubisoft's cowboy-centric, Wild West-centric, whatever, series which took a turn for a more modern, crime-orientated world with Call of Juarez, the cartel, but this one, Gunslinger, has now returned back to the late 1800s, early 1900s, Western America, Wild Western, yeah, after the sort of the decline really in the interest of Wild West based games, especially once Red Dead Redemption had established itself as being such a heavy hitter, and really sort of setting the bar so high that really no one's probably going to try and top that for a long time. I was pretty sure the Western game, the Western genre on the current generation was kind of dead and buried. But this popped up on my downloads, on PlayStation Network, and I saw the demo and I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. It was a hefty size demo, 1.9 gigabytes, and I thought I'm probably going to get a lot with this demo. So jumped on, started playing, and after some nice semi-animated cutscenes, I was involved in busting out Billy the Kid from an encirclement of corrupt lawmen. And yeah, the game is actually really good fun. You play Silas Greaves. You play a guy called Silas Greaves who's spent his life basically rough-footing it around the Wild West, being inadvertently involved with the most famous and infamous characters of that time, and he's in this bar telling the people who are there listening the stories of his life, and you then play these via flashback. And the one you get in the demo is the one where you meet Billy the Kid, and the entire game is presented with a semi-cel shaded art style, which I quite like actually. I think that if you're going to make a game nowadays, you've got a choice. You either genuinely full on hit the player with the best graphics you can get, or you perhaps deviate from that and put down an art style which doesn't require so much power just going to the graphics. Graphics don't make a game. It's every element of it, and this game doesn't say I'm the best looking game, but what it does do is create a world that is intriguing. I certainly think that the cel shaded appearance combined with the Western game, for me, was a nice combination. Certain colours were enriched by it, or they felt like they were. As you can imagine, from sort of quite a rocky, deserty sort of landscape, you would expect lots of browns and oranges, really quite dull colours to sort of be the most predominant colour scheme. But with cel shading, because there's that slight element of not completely grounded in reality due to the cel shaded nature, and the slightly cartoony character models, you can sort of play up other colours in the background and stuff like that, and that's really helps create this very sort of visually intriguing worlds, which I really like, because I think that, you know, the Wild West is an era where, it was still man confronting the frontiers in a way. It was a lot of people trying to, make money in the oil industry that was starting to sprout up. Lots of people trying to make a living off cattle, off ranching. So these areas, out in the sort of Badlands, really, they're going to be where you're going to be in this game. I assume in this game, that's where most of the stuff's going to be happening. They need to be interesting, and this one really was. The level designs are nice, lots of interiors of like barns and stuff, not just empty. There are lots of stuff in there, tools, benches, animals walking around. Lots of good noises about, so all the stuff you'd expect: tumbleweed, wind, coyotes, birds. Really feels like, your good old-fashioned Wild West game. Just really everything about the look and the sound of the game makes you feel like you're in the Wild West. Of course, the main important thing is the shooting. No cowboy game, no Wild West game is going to be good if it's, not up to, if it's not pulling its punches properly with the shooting. And the shooting is actually really enjoyable. In Call of Juarez, it's nothing revolutionary by any accounts, but just using revolvers, just firing them, reloading them, using old-fashioned rifles and shotguns, like lever action ones. Really good fun, really enjoyable. It's nice to play a game where you're not using AKs or M16s or Spaz 12 shotguns or whatever. You're using good old fashioned handguns, revolvers, and old fashioned single shot rifles in some case. That's really nice, because what it does is it doesn't allow you to just spray and pray. Real skill is required when you're fighting your way through the enemy. You really have to line up your shots. I mean, you've still got an iron sight, so it's not like you're going to be lining up shots for hours trying to get that perfect kill. It's nothing as drastic as that, but it does make you a lot more perhaps slightly more conservative with your shots, which I think is a good thing. I do think there's a bit of a habit now with first-person shooters just to let people just fly through, massacring everything with an endless stream of bullets. This makes you think. You start off with a revolver, you single revolver, then once you start getting a taste for how the game works, it sort of gradually walks you through different parts of the gameplay mechanics. You'll then be given the option, after gaining enough experience, through how stylishly you sort of execute kills and stuff like that, you'll then get the ability to upgrade certain parts of your character, sort of a RPG light element to it. You can either upgrade your pistols, you can either upgrade your long range attacks, so like through a rifle, or up close with like a shotgun. I chose pistols. I as a cowboy, I think that you've got to have the dual pistols going on, so it gives you the ability to use dual pistols, and that is really good fun. Little things when you're using the dual pistols, firing off shots, he'll spin them around, spin the pistols on his fingers. The way he'll flip out the chamber, so you can load bullets into it, and the little just the nice sound of even the bullets sliding into the housings, if I believe that's the right term, the pistol housings, I guess what you'd say. Even that sounds really nice, really good, really everything. I think sound design is so important in games now that this game does it really well, and you really feel you're really immersed in it. Firing off shots is really good fun, because when you're firing off guns, the environment can is destructive, chipping away wooden cover, hitting barrels of liquid, stuff like that, shooting up glass and stuff like that, shooting holes in the sides of buildings so light shines through. All that sort of stuff is possible. Likewise, you get sort of your generic exploding barrels, which explode with some nice flame and fire effects, and that's genuinely enjoyable. Really good fun. And like I say, as you're going through learning the abilities, you'll gain a slow-mo ability, which is like your concentration, where very briefly time will slow and you can perhaps turn the odds on the enemy. Perhaps if you're dealing with 6 or 7 guys, gives you the opportunity to at least take out perhaps 4 or 5, even if you're a good eye, and that is really useful. This game, the enemy is not slow. It's really clever. I mean, I was playing it on normal. You have normal, hard, and then you have a mode which was blocked off called True West, which is I can imagine uber difficult. But even on normal, they were not. Yeah, the enemy was no slouch. They were flanking, laying down lots of fire. Probably helps that as you yourself cannot take the largest amount of damage, which I think, to be fair, is agreeable. If you're going to be one guy against posses of guys, if you're going to have sort of better abilities, you should sort of take it as far as health goes. So I was happy with that. It was never noticeably too difficult though, to ever get through anywhere, and I died only a couple times, and that was really just getting to grips with how it worked. Shooting guys is good fun, fairly decent sort of reaction animations to them getting hit, some nice blood effects. It's a little bit OTT, but I think, to be fair, the game's going for that. Meeting up with characters like Billy the Kid, stuff like that, is really cool, is really good fun. It's just nice to play a game where you see these sorts of characters in perhaps a larger than life element to them. And what's nice is that anything significant that happens with regard to the story, there's a nice sort of comic book style sort of layout for you to which sort of introduces the character. People who played the demo or perhaps have seen similar things will not be unfamiliar with this, and I think it works. I think that just doing boring animated videos, it easily could have been done, but this adds a certain flair to it. I really like. It's like you're being perhaps it is like you're reading perhaps one of your dad's old Wild West comics that you've found. It sort of gives that impression, and then of course the rest of the gameplay is you creating the legend. I did briefly mention features, the slow-mo mechanic. There's also a dodge mechanic where if a bullet's coming at you, you can lean out of the way. To be fair with you, there seemed to be, it wasn't poorly implemented, but it wasn't very well explained, so I really found myself not bothering at all. I was literally just blasting fools and using the slow-mo game, excuse me. But yeah, it was. I mean, that's it, really, isn't it? I mean, these demos are giving you a feel for it, and I wasn't too bothered. The game only offers you the ability. The demo only offers you the ability to play the single-player campaign, but there are other modes. There's a dual mode. I think there's a multiplayer mode. So sort of your average, multiplayer modes. And yeah, to be honest with you, that is really it. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. It's a return to the Wild West. It's a return, really, of a series that has never been Ubisoft's biggest hitter, but has certainly been one that has pulled in the sales and the figures. People like it. To be fair, if people are liking it, carry on making it. And I for one liked it. I really did. I really like Call of Juarez. I wouldn't go out and buy it necessarily, because there are other games I want, and also just, if I was going to buy a cowboy game, I would buy Red Dead Redemption. There's no real doubt about that. But as far as the demo goes, and if you've got some money kicking around that you do really want to get rid of, and there's nothing else you're particularly interested in, then yeah, think about it. Think about Call of Juarez, the Gunslinger. It's good fun, really is. And I think, like I said, the fact that the genre's sort of been pushed to one side over the last couple of years, I think it deserves a little bit of rejuvenation with this game. So yeah, guys, there you have it. Really, it's not, and isn't by no means a groundbreaking game. Really is not. It's not going to blow your socks off, but it's certainly not a bad game. It is just good fun. That's it, simple as that. It is just good fun. So check it out, guys. It's on the PlayStation Network as well as I expect Xbox Live. Check it out. About 1.9 gigabytes. Sorry. And yeah, just see what you think. And if you really like it, buy it. And please tell me what the rest of the game is like, so I can perhaps form an opinion about whether or not I would get it at a later date. So there you have it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I was the WildWestGamer. I am really tired now, so I'm probably gonna upload this and then hit the hay. But thanks very much, guys. There's some more videos to come over the next couple of days, and take it easy. Yeah, take it. Have a good one. Play some games. See you later, guys. Bye. And I'm still recording. Bye, guys.